Hi mga friendship! Welcome to my channel at ngayon manonood ulit tayo ng mga compilation ng Haunted Manika. Ito yung continuation ng mga haunted dolls ni Feathered Friends. Yung part 1 nito, kung napanood nyo na guys, kasi top 1 to 32 eh. Yung inuna ko yung top 1 to 15, yung part 1 niya. Yung pinapanood ko na yung top 1, biglang nagloko yung computer ko. Di ba yung top 1 ang sabi nun yung doll na yun, yung haunted doll na yun, kapag tinitigan mo yung picture niya, may mga nakakaranas daw ng vomiting, pananakit ng ulo, pagsusuka, pagsama ng pakiramdam. Matatapos na nga yung top 1 na yun, biglang naghang yung computer, tapos nag-stop doon sa picture talaga nung doll. So, natakot ako nun, kaya tinapos ko na. Kaya guys, ito yung part 2 niya. Kaya, kung handa ka na at handa na rin ako, ano pang hinihintay natin? Umpisahan na natin matakot.
Might be wise to never visit a cemetery. This YouTuber stumbled upon a small room at a cemetery with windows barred and a lifelike doll inside. Uncomfortable around dolls, it might be wise to never visit a cemetery. This YouTuber stumbled upon a small room at a cemetery with windows barred and a lifelike doll inside. The question, however, is why was it locked up? And why was there a doll inside? Disturbingly, many people advise the YouTuber to stay away from the doll, suggesting it could bring bad luck. As you watch the doll from multiple angles in the eerie room, it suddenly starts to turn its head out of nowhere, staring at the YouTuber.
Oh, huwag nyo daw titingnan. Ito yung dali nagbibigay ng bad luck. So nakakulong lang siya dyan, no? Kinukulong lang nila.
But why are dolls so eerie for most people? The uncanny valley phenomenon may also play a role here. The uncanny valley refers to the concept that human replicas, such as dolls or robots, evoke feelings of revulsion and discomfort. Furthermore, dolls have long been associated with the innocence and playfulness of childhood. When a doll, usually considered harmless and motionless, suddenly starts moving, it taps into our primal fear of the unknown. Number 29. In August 2015, a YouTuber named Spunk Flunk was challenged by one of his viewers to buy a spooky doll on eBay and showcase it as much as possible in his live streams and videos. He placed the doll at the end of his bed for everyone to see clearly. Several months passed without incident, until one day the doll began to move slightly. At first, he didn't notice it himself, but an attentive viewer did. Since then, he started noticing various strange events in his...
Takot ako sa takot ako sa dolls, mga friendship, pero mahilig ako sa mga paranormal gaya nito. I-try ko kaya yung ganito. Kaya lang ipon muna ako ng lakas sa loob.
House. He decided to make contact with the doll using an EVP voice recorder.
No.
The ghost, yes. It's evil.
After this incident, he had enough and decided to immediately sell the doll. Number 28. Andy Gross is
Sumagot yung doll.
a professional magician and ventriloquist known for his unique blend of comedy and magic. He often incorporates various characters, including dolls, into his performance. However, Andy has stated that he was never afraid of dolls until one day when he saw one move on its own. In a room in his house, he saw a glass cabinet with all his dolls, which he regularly uses for his various shows. He mentioned that the last few times he came home,
mga puppet dolls na ginagamit niya sa show niya.
the dolls had mysteriously changed positions. This prompted him to set
Di ba usong-uso yan nun?
up a camera to see what happens when he's not home. And when he reviewed the camera footage one day, he saw the terrifying moment when one of his dolls moved its head in the middle of the night. Andy says he can't explain how this could have happened, since the doll's glass cabinet where the doll is kept is securely locked. Could this be evidence that dolls can actually become paranormal? What do you think? Let me know in the comments.
Tumingin. Ibig sabihin, sa lahat ng mga dolls na yan, ayun lang ang naging haunted.
Number 27. This is possibly one of the creepiest rooms you could ever walk into. Welcome to the doll collection of Shiri Shun. If you love dolls or collect them, then this is Doll Central. If you find them creepy and they give you the creeps, then this is the last room you'd ever want to be locked in. Even if you weren't
Ayoko ng mga ganito, tinan mo, di ba yung mga iba nagko-collect pa ng mga dolls?
afraid of dolls before, the feeling of unease in your stomach
Yung mga dalo, tinan mo, parang nag-glow pa yung mata nitong isa, tinan mo ang creepy.
grows as the video goes on and more dolls are shown. Shiri is a huge doll collector. She loves repairing and restoring both antique and vintage dolls, as well as the most unusual specimens. But what stands out most is when she films her collection and one of the dolls appears to move. Surrounded by other dolls, according to her, there are no visible strings or batteries attached to the doll. Number 26. Have you ever been scared of a particular doll or antique that your parents had displayed? And when you were alone at night, could you swear that this doll had moved? That's exactly what happened to the next TikTok user named Sinister. He had a doll displayed in an open cabinet on the shelf in the living room, which was already giving the chills to other residents of the house. But one day, the father of the family finally had enough of being ridiculed and swore that the doll could move. He decided to film the doll from a safe distance, and at first, not much happened.
Antique dolls na to mga guys Tapos lumingon. Siguro may nararamdaman na siya dun sa dolls kaya kinuhaan niya ng camera. Ang swerte niya, lumingon yung doll.
The man thought he had been mistaken and that there was nothing scary about the doll. However, the doll, with lifelike eyes and tiny clothes, seemed alive and began turning its head at one point. The closer the camera got and the more focused it became, the more the doll seemed to come to life. Eventually, the moment of truth arrives, and the doll tilts its head to stare at the man with a curious gaze. If you were in the father's shoes, would you just throw away the doll or move out entirely?
O, di ba ganyan yung ginawa kay Annabelle, tinapon, pero bumalik sa bahay.
Number 25. You probably heard the story of the Doll's Island. If not, I'll explain it briefly. A girl...
Dolls? Island of the Dolls. Sino mo ginagawa nila sa mga dolls, Sinasabit nila sa mga puno. Baka ito yung mga ginagamit na dolls na pinagkukulungan ng mga spirit. Di ba may ganon? Oo, nakakatakot
Was found in the water by the owner of the island, and he hung up a doll in her honor. One night, he heard screams, and he heard the doll laughing. The owner decided to hang more dolls until the entire island was filled. Ghost Adventures is a paranormal TV show that visited the island one day and experienced nothing eerie. At one point, they heard a cat scream, after which one of the dolls started laughing. Take a look.
Oh! Whoa! Come here!
Now, you might think this could have been a doll with batteries causing it to make this sound. When they checked where the sound was coming from, they saw that not only did the doll have no batteries, but even the spot on the back of the doll where batteries would go was completely torn. Number 24. It's one thing to look back.
Ayun ang nakakatakot, mawala yung mga battery sa likod, malagay ng batteries, pinagtatanggal na pala. Tapos biglang tumawa. Takbuhan na talaga.
Get your security footage and find an incident from a few days ago. It's another thing to host a live stream and witness everyone in the comments freaking out. A man named Nico was live streaming on a Japanese site when he wanted to show his doll collection to his viewers. Initially, this seemed innocent and not much happened. But then something eerie happened. If you look closely, you can see the doll's blue eyes moving, and it was all captured on live stream, making the event much more credible. Unfortunately, little is known about the doll that was thought to be lifeless, but the fact that it happened during a live stream with the doll moving to gaze at its owner is quite unsettling, don't you think? Number 23. This video features a composite doll that is reportedly over 100 years old. When the owners purchased the doll, paranormal activities began to occur in their house. They decided to set up a camera each time they...
Yung doll na ito is 100 years old doll. Tapos nakalagay pa siya doon sa haunted house. Talaga namang babahayan ng yan.
left the house to see if anything would happen. If you look closely, you can see the doll move slightly. But when we accelerate the video, it becomes even more noticeable. If you're still not entirely convinced, there's also footage from when it was slightly brighter during the day. It's quite eerie to see the doll rocking back and forth with its hands. When the footage is sped up again, you can clearly see the doll's hands moving. What could this be? Is this doll possessed, or is someone else doing this?
Ang creepy nung doll, gumaganon. Parang buhatin mo ko, parang ganon. Buhatin mo na.
What do you think?
Ayoko.
Number 22.
A
A YouTuber named Spooky Laters purchased a doll on eBay and was excited about another addition to his vintage doll collection. However,
ito yung ganito yung di ba yung totoong Annabelle? Ganito yung tsura, baka ito yun.
he didn't expect what happened next. The doll appeared to exhibit a significant amount of paranormal activity. and the man noticed something was amiss. The Raggedy Ann doll we saw in the video is a children's toy created by John Grewley in 1950. Some people also compare the doll to the one in the horror film Annabelle. The creepy part is that the doll in the video slowly starts shaking her leg, displaying a lot of paranormal energy. According to the man, this
Gumalaw. Pero diba, kung sinubaybayan niyo yung movie na Annabelle, pinakita, may sinabi na ganun yung itsura ng totoong Annabelle. Katulad ng pinapakita dito.
This wasn't the first time inexplicable things happened around the doll. On a night when the doll would be most active, he captured the moment on camera to show how active and expressive the doll.
Pero yung alam ko yung ganyan doll na Annabelle, nandun na yun sa parang yung pinaglagyan nila di ba yung lawarin? Yung mag-asawang
Or was. Anyone who saw the doll in person noted that the Raggedy Ann wasn't quite like the rest of the collection. Granted, most of, if not all, these dolls are eerie if you
Ganyang manika yung ayaw ko. Hindi gumagalaw yung mata. Pag hinaga, nakapikit, tapos pag tinayo mo, didilat. Ayun yung titusok ko yung mata
stare at him long enough. However, the moment when her eyes, mouth, and overall expression change are the scariest. Number 21.
Mas nakakatakot naman yun. Gumagalaw talaga yung eyeballs. Eyeballs, tingnan mo. Eyeballs ba yun? Tingnan mo, Oh?
When her eyes, mouth, and overall expression change are the scariest. Number 21. This story goes as follows. A man named John, who did not disclose his full name, received a creepy old doll from his father in 1960. He claims that the doll even grabbed his throat one night. Subsequently, he decided to sell the doll to a paranormal investigator named Jane Harris. They placed the old doll in a sealed glass case and decided to
yung pinaglagyan sa doll, glass case. Tapos may mga cruise pa.
set up a camera for 3 months to see what would happen. One night, the crucifix
Ang tsaga niya, 3 months
that came with the doll started
3 months niyang tinutukan ng camera itong doll kung may mangyayari ba.
moving. This was evidence that the doll was indeed moving or possessed. The footage was difficult to explain. The woman was left speechless about how this could happen because the glass case was completely sealed.
May makulit na naman nung nakikita.
Number 20. A man was home alone in Hamilton, Ohio when he was overcome with fear. Chad Gassert, a business owner, saw for the second time that his wife's porcelain dolls were moving on their own. His wife, Victoria, was not at home when Chad witnessed the dolls moving in their living room. He had previously experienced a paranormal encounter with the toys several months earlier and decided to capture the strange event on video. In the video, you can hear Chad commenting on the doll's movements before a pile of clothes fall to the ground without any visible cause. One of the dolls even moves sideways on the shelf, tapping her feet against the glass. Chad mentioned he was so frightened, he fled to his bedroom and waited, watching the door for anyone to enter. He vowed to leave the house because this was the second time the dolls had moved. The first time,
Baka yung natumba lang
it
yun.
was just one of the dolls, but now an entirely different doll moved, and clothes fell from the couch. According to Chad, this would only happen when he was home alone. Many people suggested he should leave the house and burn the doll to stop the paranormal occurrences. Do you think this is good advice?
Baka naman kasi nasosuffocate na sila doon nung gusto nila umalis.
Number 19. Battery-operated dolls have always been eerie, often featuring functions like moving eyes, speech capabilities, or realistic facial expressions. Almost everyone in the world has had an experience with one of these dolls at some point. The girl received a Dora doll from her parents a while ago, and she was always attached to the doll, playing with it frequently. However, according to the person who uploaded the video, this doll had no batteries, and they managed to capture it on camera when its head moved. The family explained that they were financially struggling
Yung si Dora na manika. Yung biglang lumiling.
and couldn't afford to buy new batteries for the doll, making it very mysterious and frightening how they caught the doll on camera moving its head. This wouldn't have been the first time, though. The mother claims she once saw the doll move when her daughter was playing with it and happily singing. What makes this video particularly creepy, in our opinion, is the way the door moves. The doll seems to move its head deliberately.
Kaya ayoko talaga ng mga
Number
doll.
18. In this video, you can see a YouTube channel called the G-Team Paranormal Investigators by Patty and Harris Huntings. These people have a whole collection of spooky dolls. In one of the videos, they attempt to communicate with a doll using a spirit box.
Ano sabi?
The doll.
After receiving a response, Patty wanted to end the video and tell her that she's certain that all the dolls are spirits, especially the large one, because she had seen it move before.
Because we've seen her move in my office. All you.
But it gets even creepier. After the woman says she wants to sell the doll or get rid of it, the doll suddenly becomes even more active.
Because I don't want to keep her, but I'd like her to go to a good home. I mean, if there's somebody out there that's interested.
Ang ganda ng doll,
I
no?
don't. Did that?
Ang ganda ng doll, no? Ano, mamahalin.
Oh my god, that's
Somebody out there that's interested. I don't.
Ayun, lolo mingon.
Did that?
oh my god, that thing just moved. That thing just moved. Oh my god.
Following this discussion about what just happened, their voices turn into that of a girl, and then they start screaming in the background, including in their wind chimes after the woman says she's getting chills all over her body.
When you said you're not taking her with you, what the is that? Okay.
Oh, hell no.
Grabe, nakakatakot
Number
ka ganun.
17. A mother was so terrified that she gave away
Gusto niya doon sa babae, sumama.
one of her daughter's favorite dolls when she saw it moving on the bed by itself. The mother turned on the camera, hoping to capture a cute video of her daughter playing with her toys. Initially, she didn't notice anything strange until she reviewed the video footage later. That's when she and her daughter noticed something that made them move and dispose of the doll. The dark doll also looks quite creepy with just one eye, and the striped clothing isn't very child-friendly either. A few months after the mother entered the room, it briefly wobbled. The daughter playing calmly on the bed didn't notice anything, but it's a pretty chilling thought that there might be some entity inside the doll causing it to move. What would you do if you experienced this? Would you also move out? Number 16.
Siyempre,
This is a doll believed to be possessed by the
lipat na ng bahay pag ganyan ang na-experience mo. Kaya lang, di ba sabi nila naman, lahat ng bahay meron. Ano lang yan eh. Kung yung kasama niyo sa bahay is ano, kaya namang i-handle, pwede naman. Pero kasi may mga katulad namin, may mga bahay kami, nangungupahan lang kasi kami. May mga naupahan kaming bahay na mararamdaman mo talaga na meron. Parang hindi na disturbing sila, ganun. Kaya lumipat kami.
spirit of a young child. The filmmakers attempted to make contact with its spirit. They placed a few toys, including the doll you see and a couple of toy balls on the floor. The filmmakers' request was simple but spine-chilling. They asked the spirit to move one of the balls, and lo and behold, a few seconds later, the toy ball lit up and started moving around. The spirit complied but didn't act in a malicious manner, and perhaps it just wanted to play. Whatever the motive, the spirit pushed another ball towards the filmmakers, effectively giving them a scare. But you know what the strangest part of this video was? When the camera pans around to show the abandoned room, it's daylight outside, as if it were morning. How powerful must this spirit have been to do all of this? Number 30. If there's even a
O kaya ayan guys, yung part 2 ng mga haunted dolls. Kaya ako, ayoko talaga ng manika. Takot ako sa manika. Ewan ko ba bakit sa kanila gustong-gusto nila yung manika. At haunted pa. Kaya kung ano masasabi nyo sa video pinanood natin, please comment down below. At kung bago ka sa channel ko, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching!